The Isle of Armor's out, baby! Well, when making this first part of the script it isn't, but it's true for when this video comes out. This first bit is my predictions and wishes. I'm saying this before it comes out to see if what I want is unreasonable. Which, if my predictions are unreasonable, I'm worried because I don't really want much. Number 1. The cut through tower stuff isn't the only story stuff. This is my biggest request. Sure, it might seem unreasonable as this is how the DLC was marketed, but I really think that if I'm forced to use cut through and its evolution the whole story, I'll be disappointed. Number 2. It feels more like a post game than an expansion. Okay, I understand if this isn't the case, but I feel like Sword and Shield's post game was lacking. So I hope the Isle of Armor and Crown Tundra DLC packs make Sword and Shield feel like it has a post game, kinda like Pokemon Platinum or Pokemon Heart Gold Soul Silver. I understand this is stretching it, but I don't want these DLC packs to feel disconnected from Sword and Shield. Number 3. It won't take 2 hours to complete everything. It doesn't have to be story related, but I hope there are fun, difficult battles and stuff to do after the DLC is over. And finally, number 4. Returning characters. This one I don't really see happening. I mean, they could reuse the models for Red, Blue, Cynthia and all the Sun and Moon characters, but what is the real point? I do hope we do see some old characters returning, although I'm not betting anything on it. Okay, that's the first part of the video done. Future me, what did we get? Well, past me, the Isle of Armor DLC is conflicting. At best, it's a fun, open one which is so enjoyable to explore. At its worst, it's a half-baked DLC with not much to keep you interested. Please note, I will be playing the Shield version for this review, although it doesn't really change much. Going to the Isle of Armor, I was excited. A new wild area and, according to the leaks, there's level scaling and interesting ways Pokemon interact with the environment. This guy is scared of Avery, the rival of this DLC, and I don't blame him. Seriously, if you choose the Shield DLC, you get the shorthand when it comes to rivals. Although Avery and Clara do the same thing story-wise, Avery just looks stupid. Anyway, battling Avery, I noticed something. Level 58 Abra. I know it's normal for rivals teams to grow while you go through the story. And that's because we start at low levels. For example, Hop has a Sobble until it hits the right level to evolve, then it's a Drizzile. So having a level 58 Abra just for it to become a Kadabra later just seems stupid. So after beating Avery, he gets all mad and says we're not ready for the dojo. Does he know I'm the champion? I know you can come here as soon as you have access to the train station, but come on! I personally think that this should have just been a post-game thing, as in terms of levels in the Isle of Armor, it gets very confused. It seems to be the sources that said there would be level scaling got a bit confused, as it only scales by badges, meaning if you come here with 8 badges and presumably beaten the game, the levels are going to be all 58 through to like 70. After a makeover, we can finally explore the open world island, and this is an accurate representation of how I first reacted. Oh my god, this looks great! Look at the Wailord! What is that? What is that? Oh, it's a Sharpedo. Yo, this forest is great. Lovely caves and plains. Is that a Jigglypuff? Look at the returning Pokemon. I can't wait to see all the new Pokemon and forms in this DLC. Wait, what's that? They did a Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. They showed everything off in the marketing. There's no new stuff? Oh, okay. After a bit of exploring, I go to the dojo, but what's this? A Lowland Diglett? There's 150 to find? Every 10 or so, the Diglett man will give you an Alolan form, or something not in the region, like a Slowbro or a hidden ability or Alolan starter. This may be useless to you and me, who obviously transferred all of our Pokemon up from Pokemon Home, but I think for all the newcomers of Sword and Shield, this is great. You get new Alolan forms that you've probably never seen before, and you get to see starters that you've never seen before. It's just a shame that I have got home, and I wasted so much of my time collecting all of them Digletts, just for the reward to be an Alolan Diglett. Going to the dojo, Avery tells this new character, Honey, that the student didn't show up. She then mistakes us for the student. Seriously, this plot point is just stupid. First, there's never any consequence for just taking this guy's place. Also, I'm the champion. Do you guys even watch the Pokemon League? You rave about Leon throughout this whole story, you don't even know who I am or the fact that I beat him? Okay, I promise I will stop going over this nitpick. It just really annoys me, okay, I'm sorry. Going into the dojo, we meet Mustard, the dojo master. He challenges us to a battle, and he has an evolved Pokemon. After beating him, we get our uniform. The uniform looks cool. I think I'm going to wear it permanently, but the hairstyle isn't for me. Neither is this blue gem and rose type thing. I don't even know why it did this. It will change back later, I promise. Avery then gets his uniform, but 3 Slowpoke take it. We now have to do a trial type thing like in Sun and Moon, but it just feels forced here. All the trials just seem like Mustard made them up on the spot. So we gotta go get them Slowpoke. But before that, all these bikes look so cool. However, I was kind of hoping to unlock new style bikes as we went along. But hey, at least the bikes we got look cool. We beat the Slowpoke and give Avery his uniform back, just for him not to wear it. Suddenly, Bulbasaur and Squirtle. This just looks like an apology for putting Charizard in the game and not Venusaur and Blastoise. These, just like the Charmander you get from the post game, can Gigantamax. And I was gonna use the Squirtle, but it's level 5. And I couldn't be bothered to level him up to level 60. Yes, XP candies are a thing, but I didn't want to do any raids. So now we gotta get some max mushrooms so we can G-max Pokemon. But before that, there's new moves. Cool. I heard they're good, but I haven't really given them a good look. However, it seems the terrain meta is real. We exit the dojo and Mustard tells us the max mushrooms aren't in the forest right now. And tells us to go to the warm-up tunnel. Cool, right? Well, maybe if you told everyone that. He just set out the rest of the dojo people to go to the forest looking for max mushrooms when he just ate them all and there's only like 2 in the cave. If I was any of the other dojo students, I would not be happy right now. Going to the warm-up tunnel, there they are. Before we can go back to the dojo and use them, somehow Avery knew the mushrooms were here. Maybe he's an actual psychic. He claims he saw the mushrooms first, so he crushed his unevolved team with the Decidueye. Okay, so max mushrooms. I hate the fact that you have to collect 3 to Gigantamaxify a Pokemon. Although look at these cool shiny Pokemon. I get why they need to make it kind of rare, but it's just an unnecessary grind. Next up, Trial 3. A really good battle with Avery. I'm not joking. We start the battle and suddenly Psychic Train appears. This is a step in the right direction for more type trainers. Give them an advantage for using that type. If any of you have played Pokemon Reborn, the terrains in that game are insanely overpowered and it makes the gym battles very difficult. A similar thing happens when you fight Clara with the toxic spikes, but I feel like they're very easy to counter and don't really do much. After we win, Avery tries to be a good person and... Well, if there's one way to persuade me not to evolve a Pokemon, there it is. I love Kubfu. But what I don't love is every story objective after this point. I'm not exaggerating. Everything we do now is tedious, boring, and just not fun. Sorry if that sounds so negative, but I'll give my explanations as we go on. But first, Pokemon follow you. Oh my god, look at shiny Charizard, Mewtwo, Necrozma, Cubfruit. He's coming very slowly. Yeah, so the feature is back, which is good, but they made it so slow. I'm pretty sure they take the speed of the Pokemon in Pokemon Camp and then just put it in the overworld, but it's a nice addition nonetheless. So at this point, the game wants you to travel around the island with Cubfruit. Kinda tedious, but hey, it's a nice way to explore the island if you haven't already. So now, we've explored every inch of this place. Cubfruit and I are ready for the towers. The Tower of Water and Darkness. I go for water because I like the scenery around the tower. Okay guy, I'm ready. Level 70? Why? I got this Cubfruit an hour ago. You're really gonna tell me I need to level this thing up 60 levels? No, screw that. Before you tell me, did you forget they made a mystery gift where you get 100 XP candies? Yes, and I spent all them getting my team to level 69. Besides, I shouldn't be expected to grind 60 levels, candies or not. So, obviously, I didn't grind to level 70. I spammed X items. The Tower of Water was no challenge, although the final battle with Mustard was annoying. So now, we evolve Cubfruit. I really don't want to though. I mean, Cubfruit is really cool and I really do like the design. I mean, Urshifu is a cool Pokemon, but Cubfruit is probably one of my favourite Pokemon in Gen 8. So I spent like 2 hours messing around and trading my Pokemon from Pokemon Home for the Dex. And they got that wrong! I transferred all the Pokemon in the Dex, and they didn't count for the Dex. Come on, Game Freak. By the time of me writing this script, it hasn't been fixed, but that could be changed when this video comes out. Before we continue with the story, I just want to go over some of the returning Pokemon. There are some really good inclusions in this DLC, and Politoed. The likes of Zoroark, Azumarill, Porygon, Licky, Stoutland, Sharpedo. Trust me, you will realise Sharpedo's in the game very quickly. Crocodile, Sizzle, Pinsir, Heracross, and some others. Also, some mythicals are now in the game like Magearna, and the new mythical Pokemon, Zarude. There isn't any way of getting it yet, but it was randomly announced a couple of months ago and nothing has come of it as of writing this script. Yeah, I know it's meant to be some movie tie-in, and of course 2020 happened, but like, I don't know what they're doing with Zarude right now. Anyway, why don't we finish the story? That's not rhetorical. We don't finish the story because the story's garbage. Okay, let me explain. So we go back to the dojo and Hop is there, acting like Sonia's assistant. So for some reason, we are seen as a newbie when we are the champion. Okay, I'll let it slide. It's a little nitpick after all. Yet when we meet with Hop, he is collecting data for Sonia or whatever, I don't know. Doesn't really matter. All that matters is that he's acting like a professor. Why is he even here? All he does is help us find Max Honey, which is what we need to G-Max Urshifu, which I don't even bother doing because you need the mushrooms, which are also very rare. Okay, so I did do the story, obviously, but I just wanted to really drive in how much of this end bit of this story just sucks. However, there's so much Crown Tundra foreshadowing, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, Crown Tundra just destroys all over this DLC pack. I don't think they were created equally. So we mess around in the forest, harass an Applin, then go to this honeycomb-shaped island. We shake a tree, and what's this? Our characters showing emotion in a Pokemon game? They actually put some effort in this? Is what I would have said if what happens after wasn't incredibly stupid. So, angry that we shook the tree, a Dynamax Vespiquen comes out to attack us, but not before pulling us into a den. 1. So this island's a Dynamax spot? Hop! Don't just stand there, we got this massive queen angry bee over here trying to kill us. This seems like it's a bug trial from Sun and Moon, but instead of a cool totem battle where she like calls in Heracross or something, it's just another Dynamax battle like the post game of Sword and Shield. The only difference is that this was actually quite difficult. I think the Vespiqun's level 100, although I don't know for sure. And just like the same Dynamax Pokemon from the Sword and Shield post game, we can't catch it after defeating it. Also, this is just a bit of an off-script thing, but wouldn't it have made more sense if Leon showed up? I mean, they talk about Leon throughout the whole story, yet we never see him mention this dojo once. And it's kind of got me worried for the Crown Tundra. I'll explain. So if you don't know, Sonia was hinted to be at the Crown Tundra, so I imagine Sonia's going to be what Hop was in this DLC in the Crown Tundra. However, what if Leon's also at the Crown Tundra because they hint at something really like scary or something happening in the Crown Tundra, and we just have to sit back again and see Leon be epic? It better not be the case, but it's just something I'm slightly worried about. So the final battle of this DLC is a battle with Mustard. It's just another ordinary Pokemon battle, and this is where I learnt that my G-Max Urshifu wasn't G-Max from the start, and I'm not going to G-Max it, but I will keep the Max Honey if I ever do. Okay, so final thoughts. If I stutter a bit in this section, it's because I do have it scripted, but I just want to get this out in one long take, because it's just a couple of small things. First of all, I think the Isle of Armor itself is a great area to explore, and looks way better than anything we've seen in Sword and Shield. It's lacking in actual content though, but the location itself, at least for shiny hunters, is great because there's so many different Pokemon in the strong spawns, and just the wild Pokemon in general are so unique, and of course the 100 returning Pokemon are super fun to shiny hunt again. The moves I've looked more into since reading and writing the past bit of that script. Some of them are busted, but hey, it's fine. What isn't as fine is the fact that they're obviously going to be locked behind a paywall because there's no way of getting these moves unless you've got the Isle of Armor. Obviously, another big nitpick, well not nitpick, but like complaint that some people had, was that they were locking these Pokemon behind a paywall. So many people have gone back and forth with this, and I used to believe that they were locked behind a paywall because, well, they are. The only way to catch them is with the Isle of Armor. However, I was just ill-informed because I didn't know that you could transfer them through home whether you have the DLC or not. But yeah, their moves are totally stuck behind a paywall. I hope you're not a competitive battler who doesn't have the DLC. If you are, then I don't really know why you don't have the DLC. But still, it's just a weird thing, you know. Also, the only returning characters were the actual gym leaders from Sword and Shield, as they can randomly spawn in the Isle itself. Like, I saw the ghost guy twice, and I chuckled when he said wear a mask. Obviously not because of 2020, but because it was sandstorming at the time. Honestly, all the Isle of Armor has done is get me anxiously excited for the Crown Tundra. They are definitely relying on the Crown Tundra to have most of the value in this DLC, with all the legendaries, new birds and Reggies, and just this weird overlying threatening plot that has been hinted at in the Isle of Armor. People online have been saying, to criticism towards the Isle of Armor, don't worry guys, the Crown Tundra will definitely excuse the price tag. I hope it does, but like, why didn't the birds be in the Isle of Armor? That would have been my solution. I thought that was actually what was going to happen when the release trailer was shown. Have all the Reggie stuff be Crown Tundra and all the max raid dens and stuff, but then have the birds be in the Isle of Armor. I don't know. That's just me. I guess we're going to have to wait till November to find out if this DLC was really worth it. But as locations, I think the DLC is pretty good. As content, in terms of story and other stuff to do, not so much. Thanks for watching this video. I know the final bit was a bit rambly and a bit stuttery and stuff, but I just wanted to try and get all my final thoughts out before the Crown Tundra DLC. I don't know if I'll ever return to the Isle of Armor, knowing that I am going to do a Pokemon retrospective in the style of these videos, and more of these videos coming soon. But, I don't know. It's been your boy Rowler. Follow me on Twitch. Peace.